I was using this slide copier a couple of weeks ago and I did all those slides, I noticed that it was quite easy to accidentally move the lens so that it wasn't lined up anymore on the slide. What I'm planning on doing is I want to make stabilizing screws that will go in on the top and the sides and from the bottom, and they will come up against here. And the idea being is that after I get the lens just right, I can just sort of lock these into place. Now, another thing I want to change is, I noticed that on all my slides that I copied, I did show a little bit of the cardboard frame, and I want to be able to have only the transparency on the entire area of the sensor and the camera. And that way I can take advantage of those 36 point something megapixels, and that way if I want to enlarge anything, it's going to come out nice and sharp. Well, now you can see better what I was talking about there, and as well as being able to hold the lens in place after I got it adjusted right, I can use those screws to micro adjust it one way or the other. It should work pretty good. Now what I want to do here is completely redo all my slides, and the reason for that is because I've got the camera moved in just a little bit closer to the slide to try and eliminate some of that black area around the border. And also, I noticed that some of my slides were pretty dusty. Now this particular tray is one of the more recent ones, and it's not too bad. But some of the other trays, I guess they've been sitting out maybe. They go back 50-something years. At least the slides do. And I noticed that I had a lot of dust on some of the slides. So I'm going to clean them up and redo them properly. Well, I probably only lost maybe 2 hours. Now it really doesn't matter what order I do these slides in, because I will be sorting them out on the computer later anyway. And some of these slides are absolutely meaningless. Like even a slide like this, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm in it, it would be meaningless. Beautiful slide. I think that's Lake Louise. But I've got a lot of slides that are like that, and there's no people in them. That was one of my big mistakes in the early days. Well, this is the last slide of this entire tray. Now every one of these slides copied perfectly. The autofocus worked perfectly on every single slide. And the exposure was right on every single slide. And that's because everything was set up here on the camera to start with. And I did all these slides, and well, I didn't time myself, but I know it was under an hour. So that's not too bad. So this system works really well. Okay, so now I got to get them back in the tray. And in all likelihood, these slides will never see a projector. They're going to see a computer and possibly a big screen TV. The age of slides and projectors is gone. But I'm sure glad I kept these slides. Now I know there's probably people that watched this video that didn't watch any of the earlier ones, and they might be wondering, well, how did I have the camera set? Well, the camera was set at ISO 100, and the lens, even though it had the ability to close down to f57, I only had it at f8. I figured because I didn't need a whole bunch of depth of field going on there, f8 was plenty. And I think the lens probably has a better resolving power at f8 than it does at f57. I don't know why that is, but it is. Just thought you'd be interested. And also the shutter speed. I noticed that some of the lighter slides, it was about a 60th of a second or so, and the really darker ones, it slowed right down to almost a whole second. I'm just going by what it sounded like there. And anyway, I hope you watch, and I'll be putting these slides, or at least some of these slides, on YouTube, and you'll be able to see them. They say the difference between a good photographer and a bad photographer is the good photographer doesn't show you his bad slides. Well, I make the mistake of showing my bad slides, and I got to get over that habit. Anyway, thanks for watching.